This week on r/2XChromosomes.
I have crippling depression.
Stay till the end to find out what happens when. Silver lining, the quarantine helped me escape an unsafe living situation. Any less romantically successful women here feel like crap when you see the can't make guy friends because they keep crushing on me posts because you can't relate at all.
Are you mad, bro? Tell me what you're mad for.
I'm 20 and of zero dating experience, not even any flings, and have yet to kiss anyone. I've tried to talk to guys I'm interested in, but they always say no, although most still want to be friends. I don't think I've really ever had anyone be interested in me beyond platonic Ellie, at least that no one has ever asked me out. What makes me feel even worse is seeing all these posts from women about how they struggle to keep platonic male, and even female, friends, because they keep becoming romantically interested in them. It's something I cannot relate to at all. I'm in the opposite situation. It makes me feel like less of a woman sometimes, to be honest. I must be falling behind by a lot if this sort of situation is common. And most of my friends are also guys, so I guess this spells out my situation even clearer. Don't get me wrong, I can see how being in that situation would be terrible. I can see that if everyone keeps asking you out you'd be annoyed, and that you'd hate to lose friends just cause you don't want to date them, and having to reject all the time sucks. I really would like a middle ground. I feel like women, and men, in these situations have a double-edged sword. On one hand it sucks losing friends and having to reject people all the time. But on the other hand, if it's that easy for people to develop crushes on you, you probably don't have too much trouble getting people you want to date to be interested in you back, compared to us. So I would assume such people are more romantically successful, in that they don't really get rejected that much, at least compared to the rest of us. I also can't imagine feeling annoyed or betrayed to know that a friend wants to date me, unless they can't take rejection well. If I were to say no, I'd be so flattered, to be honest, and them liking me would actually increase the chances of me being interested in them back. And I really hope that the guy friends I had been interested in didn't feel betrayed when I asked them out. Their reaction was mostly neutral. I remember reading about such stories and I immediately thought, could this apply to guys too? What if the guy friends I asked out were actually angry or felt that I wasn't actually their friend after all? I've heard the saying of comparing people who are drowning in attention versus people who are starved of attention. I just want to see how many other people here are in the latter position like me.
Do it!
Has anyone else in retail come across men calling to ask them to explain women's health devices in graphic detail?
Do it!
So, I worked at several pharmacies from age 18 to 24. At 18, I was a pharmacy technician. One day, I got a call from a man saying that his wife was too embarrassed to call herself, and could I explain to him how to use Monistat. I, being young and helpful, started to explain. The pharmacist stopped working and listened for a second. Then he walked over to me, gently pulled the phone from my hand, and hung it up. He said he didn't want the answer, he just wanted to hear you say it. It took me much longer than I want to admit to understand what that meant. The same happened to me maybe 5 more times over the next few years, at 3 different pharmacies, and in 2 different states. Always men. Always under the pretext of their wife or daughter being too embarrassed to call themselves. Always wanting me to explain items like vaginal suppositories, douches, vaginal antifungals, tampons, anything that is inserted into the vagina. At the time, I asked female co-workers if they had had the same experience, and many of them had. I know some women as well in the birth world who have had similar phone calls from men. Has anyone else experienced this? Am I overreacting thinking this is some kind of fetishism or kink? For clarity, I never had a woman call to ask any of the above. This was many years ago, and hardly matters anymore. Just something that came to mind due to a post in different sub, and I wanted to know if anyone else shared this experience.
Are you mad, bro? Tell me what you're mad for.
I am 5 months pregnant. My husband has covered 40% lungs taken. My 17-year-old family dog just passed away and the company I work need me more than ever. Just a rant.
Be gone!
I'm sorry about this post, I just feel I needed to vent. I am 5 months into a very dangerous pregnancy. I have been throwing up everything I eat for the last 5 months. Terrible pelvis pain and to finish it up been showing high blood pressure for the past 2 months. My husband, we have been together over 15 years, married 3, and love each other so much it hurts, works in a hospital. Last Friday he started having high fever. Saturday he was diagnosed with COVID. Yesterday we went to the hospital and his lungs are 40% taken. There is no UC beds for him since he still can breathe. He was sent home with me and since he doesn't have a driving license I'm the one taking him to places. I'm mortified that I'll be infected while pregnant since we live alone in a 60m2 apartment. Nothing much we can do. Same day my dad calls me to tell my 17-year-old dog has just passed away after being in the vet for 24 hours. My mother is on sleeping pills so she can deal with it since she was very fond of my little sausage dog. She has been taking care of her over the 3 years I'm married. To top it off I work on a startup company that I love, a medical care software company, and things have been erratic. I'm one of the higher-ups and we have been in high demand since this pandemic started. We have been trying to contract more people, but now it's too late. Our demand more than doubled since we release a web medical appointment solution by Stream and I'm one of the few that actually know the entire project. My cell phone don't stop ringing, calls every 3-4 minutes. It's 6 AM here for me to be able to post it without a call. Sorry about the rant. I am feeling drained and without any force to go on. I know my life is perfect if compared to some people. I still have my job, my husband and an incoming baby. Still, I'm feeling powerless. It's the first time in my life that I want to sit and cry in a corner.
Are you mad, bro? Tell me what you're mad for.
Mum is disappointed I won't be married by 30.
Be gone!
I am 28 and moved to a new city 4.5 hours from now this past fall. I finished my masters and now work as a PA at a hospital. I pay all my own bills, have a great apartment, dog I love, play ice drummers, keep up with the gym, currently single, and by all means I'm killing life. My last boyfriend of 5 months broke up with me last month because we weren't compatible and we did argue too much. However, he did this a week after meeting my extended family and told me he had been thinking about it for weeks. The one before that had cheated on me and gotten another girl pregnant. The one before that would tell his mum everything to a point she would tell me quotes I said. And it was a weird unhealthy relationship that ended when I saw an email to his parents saying he doesn't love me and doesn't mean it when he says he's going to stay with me. He just doesn't want to hurt my feelings. One before would hit me, joke me, cheat on me. This all happened over 7-8 years. I took a lot of time to be single and really like it now, and I think it's understandable why I'm not obsessed with finding another boyfriend. I recently visited my mum and she asked about a guy I had spoken to, and I told him why I'm not really into him and she made a lot of justifications. She came into the room later and told me, "Oh golden brain mate, I hope you meet someone great who's good for you. I really hope you're married by 30. I stopped and went, huh? I am 28. I would live to meet someone, date them, get engaged, and get married within 17-18 months from now. You realize that, right?" And she said, "Yeah, but you can do it, like it's a goal I'm going towards." I told her it's a very real and likely possibility I'm going to be single at 30 and I like being able to do my own thing. Why should I rush? Told her if I'm still single at 35 then maybe I'll adopt a kid, and she got super mad, saying it's cruel and abusive to raise a kid without a dad. Even if you're taking them out of abusive foster care, raising them alone is super abusive. Am I just crazy? When I graduated last year my dad told me he always just wanted to make sure my sister and I grew up able to handle ourselves without relying on the husband. I told her it's pretty messed up. It's not like my prime is gone and I'm damaged by 30. But I guess according to her I'm only good for another year or two. Silver lining, the quarantine helped me escape an unsafe living situation.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
For the past few months, I've 20F been dealing with sexually invasive questions and comments from my landlord and her boyfriend while I've been working at a university coop job. My job is in a different city and I don't know anyone else there, so it's been really difficult and stressful. I only told a couple friends about what was happening, but they were far away and couldn't do anything, and I felt so trapped and helpless. About a month ago, my job sent us to work from home, so I moved back home with my parents for the time being. It's a huge weight off my chest, because I'm away from my landlord and don't have to worry about being harassed. It's so paradoxical, but because of this pandemic, I'm feeling a lot safer. Escaping the situation, even temporarily, made me realize how much it was affecting my mental health. It's still a little difficult to accept that I'm not overreacting and none of it was my fault, but I'm in a much better place now. I'm working up the courage to tell my parents and make an action plan to avoid going back there. I feel really guilty about feeling grateful for a crisis that's done so much damage to the world, and I'm still stressed and worried about my loved ones and the future of the world, but I just wanted to share the immense relief I've been feeling. Hardly anyone in my life knows about the harassment, but I just wanted to tell someone that I'm in a better place, smiley face.